Yes,
We
we
are
are
now.
live. We are live. Sharon has pressed a button. And for the eagle-eyed among you, you will see that there's only two of us. But Ribs is joining us later because she's being educated. She'll tell us all about it, won't she? Anyway, I'm Mel. Welcome to What Now? There's Sharon, who has pointed out that she actually very much looks like her picture tonight.
Shall I go above it? Shall I rest my chin on it?
Yeah. Yeah,
I could go so high.
You do. You look like it. I just look. What was your phrase? Windswept and interesting, because we've just got back from holiday and we've been stuck in traffic. So, hello, Denise. Hello. How lovely to see you. Oh, is that your grandchild? How sweet. Oh, cute. So here we are, and I'm just back from holiday. And yes, and we've had a very long drive and it's very hot and I'm annoyed because unseasonal heat just makes me angry. So where do you stand on unseasonal heat, Sharon?
Well, as you were saying before, I must be the only, well, no, I can't be the only person because there was other people in there. But I walked in the sun to a sunbed shop and then went on a sunbed.
I mean, that's just mad. You're basically paying for what God has given you for free. It was 31 degrees apparently today.
Was it 31?
Apparently in the south, yeah. We were up north. We started in North Wales and then we were in Chester and then we came slowly down.
That's strange because I'm going to Chester and I've never been to Chester.
Oh, really? When are you going to Chester?
I'm not sure yet, but someone donated to the bar some ticket stubs. Did you see that?
Yes, yeah.
So somebody wants to photograph them because they said that they're really rare and they would like to photograph them for their collection. So I said to him, "Oh yeah, obviously I'll bring them over to you." And he said, "Oh, actually, I live in Chester." So I said to him, "Well, do you know what? I've never been to Chester. Maybe I'll come up. And instead of putting them in the post, I'll come up on the train ride and I'll come and visit Chester. And while I'm up there, I can go and visit Liverpool as well, because I've never, ever been to Liverpool."
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're not far. They're very close. And because I was in Liverpool 2 weeks ago doing a gig and we were in Rhyl on Friday night doing a gig there. And I should have thought about this and planned it all a bit better and done them the same weekend. But anyway, so the good people of Rhyl had the benefit of my emceeing on Friday night and the good people of Liverpool had me 2 weeks ago. But Liverpool, I think you'll really...
Your MC just had you.
No, they just had me. That's right. I was had in Liverpool, and
that's why you're windswept and interesting.
That's why I was Chester. Chester, I was windswept and interesting because we decided to stay for a few holiday. I know, Denise. That's why we grabbed 5 days because we happened to be going to Rhyl, and I thought I'm not going all that way and not having a holiday. And yeah, I know. So yeah, North Wales, very nice, very hot. And we ended in Chester. But I think I mentioned to you before we came on, we went to Snowdon and I was reminded of you and your Snowdon story.
Do you think there's anybody that knows me that doesn't know this story?
Oh, I don't know. Well, we had a very nice, because we went up by train and the train... we thought we could walk, but I don't know if you heard that on the news recently. There was all this stuff about people having to wait for 45 minutes to get to the top because so many people are holidaying in Wales because we can't go abroad, that people were queuing to have a look off the top of Snowdon. And I just thought, do you know what? It's not for me. I don't want to be queuing, especially when you've done a 4-hour uphill walk. You don't want to be queuing at the top. Also, there are no facilities because the shop is closed. Everything is closed because of COVID. And I thought I can't do an 8-hour walk without, because I'm not. I'm older than you were when your Snowdon story happened. So we decided we'd go by train the 3/4 of the way up, potter about, and then come back by train. And actually, the weather was lovely. It was really hot, which meant it was warm on the mountain. But we brought sweatshirts and I was wearing walking boots and all the rest of it. And to be honest, part of me thought, should we walk down the 3/4 of the way? But honestly, in walking boots in that weather, I would have been crying by the end of it because I would have been just too hot, which is, of course, the opposite of what happened to you. Oh, do share it with everybody, Sharon. It's worth repeating. Welsh elderflower presse, by the way.
Very nice.
Welsh economy.
I've got tap water. Right, so I don't know if you can see it. I'm giving away the punchline, really. This is when we climbed Snowdon. I don't know if you can see.
Oh,
that.
yeah, nice and clear now. Nice and clear.
So my mum and dad decided to climb Snowdon when the snow was just so down, like it was just that there was nothing but snow. And it was my 5th birthday. So if I was 5, my brother was 4. We took the dog. We had no provisions. We had no like snacks or anything. And you said about taking 4 hours to climb up there. We were 5 and 4. Yeah. So basically we climbed in the snow, climbed. And all my mum kept saying to me is, we'll get the train down. And when we get to the cafe at the top, we'll get you a hot chocolate. And we got to the top, and that was the scene at the top. There was so much snow that the cafe wasn't even open, and the train hadn't worked for 3 days because it was just like there was just snow. So we got to the top of this mountain without any food or drink. We had these big caggles on that didn't fit us just because I think someone donated them to us. And you saying about the queue at the top, you have to step over to get to the top of Snowdon. You have to step over like a gorge. Mm-hmm. And my brother at 4 stepped over it, and as he stepped over it, a gust of wind came up. Did you know that? Came up and parachuted it. My mum had to hold onto him. Otherwise, he would have gone off the top.
In this oversized dog, just
it's like James and the Giant Peach.
Oh my god!
But so then, obviously, with no food or drink in us, we had to climb back down the mountain. And as we were climbing back down the mountain, the mist started following us, like down the mountain, to the point where my dad was just saying, "We're going to have to camp on the mountain, like." Because once the mist comes down, that's it. Yeah. We can't climb in the mist. We'll have to spend a night on the mountain.
You'd have died of hypothermia.
But I mean, literally, like, and then Mum kept promising us, like, as kids, wait till we get to the bottom. There's a tea shop at the bottom. We'll get you something warm. Honestly, because we were freezing by this time. We promise you we'll get you something warm. And by the time we got down, the park ranger was waiting to have a go at my parents. And the cafe was shut, like it had gone. There was no, it was dark by the time we got back off the mountain. It was like, I can laugh about it now because it's funny, but like.
Oh, well, we came off quite well then. We went up on the train, down on the train. And as soon as we got to the bottom, I took off my walking boots, put my sandals on. We went and had a cup of tea and a cake. And then we drove back to where we were staying. So all in all, actually, no story, really, compared to you.
And my brother was doing that thing, like what boys do, like Peter Kay says, you slide on your knees at the dance floor. Yeah. My brother on the way down was doing that like that because it was ice and it was like, and he was just like sliding down on his knees. I suppose at any minute he could have like.
So were you walkers? Were you, as a family, were you walkers? Did you go out on long walks and rambles?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, every weekend we were out walking. And there's that brilliant photograph of us as like a combined family, like our family, and we're all just doing our walking boots up. That was our life. And then so every Sunday night we had to dub our walking boots. That was our job. Like we had to get dubbing out and do our walking boots. Whether we liked it or not. And that was the thing. So we went through this stage where Mum and Dad used to pick us up from school in this old blue van, and we'd just sit in the back of it, like on the wheel arch, and we'd drive to Wales after school on a Friday, and we'd camp, or Mum and Dad would get a cottage, and then they would just drop us back off at school on the Monday.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow. We never went anywhere as kids. In fact, I was telling, I mean, if anybody wants to come and see my show, in which I talk about my traumatic childhood, it's not. I hope to I need to tap you up actually, because I need to do a preview because I'm doing it at Nottingham Comedy Festival. We'll talk about this, but I do talk about some of the oddness of my family. But going to Chester, of course, reminded me, because there's signs everywhere for Chester Zoo. One year, we never went on holiday ever as a family. Once, I say we went once. We went to Somerset one year for a week because my uncle, my mother's brother, lived in Somerset, and we lived in Lancashire, north of Manchester. The only way he could get her to agree to go was to drive from Yeovil to Rawtenstall, which must have taken him I don't remember how long it was, and then pick us up, turn round, drive us all to Somerset. The following weekend, do the whole journey again to drop us all off again. And it was the only time we ever had a holiday. And that was only because my uncle, God, what a saint, drove all those. How much he spent on petrol, I dread to think. But the next year, she said, "We're not going on holiday. Don't get the idea that we've got into doing holidays now, but we're going to go on day trips." And she promised me from the bottom of her heart we'd go to Chester Zoo, which is like the nearest big zoo to where we came from. And I remember I'd forgotten about this until I saw the signs for Chester Zoo. The lady in the supermarket who she got to know said, "Oh, there you are. How are you? Yeah. Did you have a nice time in Chester Zoo?" And she never took us to Chester Zoo. My mother barefacedly said to this woman, "Oh, it was lovely. We had a lovely time." And as we left, and I must have been about 8 or 9, and I left the supermarket, and then she kind of dragged me out the supermarket. She was like, "Don't you effing tell anybody that we didn't go to Chester Zoo." And so there was a bit of me that was tempted to go today just to say, okay, now I've been to Chester Zoo. But actually I wanted to do, I've grown up now. I wanted to do Roman ruins and walk around the medieval walls. So, yeah, so if you go to Chester, you can walk around the walls. It's really good.
I will do. You're talking about zoos. Have I ever told you my meerkat story?
You see, I know every story I have, Shaz can top it.
So we took a group of special needs kids to a little zoo. It's like Old MacDonald's. It's on going down to Essex. And so we took these kids and they had a meerkat enclosure. And I peered over and there was this meerkat just like this, right? And it wasn't moving. And I become obsessed with this meerkat just doing this. And other meerkats were jumping on it and it was just doing this. So I must have watched this meerkat for about 15 minutes, just watching it really closely.
Is this going to be sad? Has this got a sad ending?
No, so I convinced my mate, my best mate, I said, "I think that meerkat's dead. We need to go and tell someone." So
no, this is sad, and she's laughing.
So I went and told the zookeeper. I said, "I think one of your meerkats is dead." and they went into like this 999, like it was just like walkie-talkies everywhere. Like it was just this big thing, and everyone was running. And these two zookeepers just like leapfrog, like like. You see, like the Olympic people just vaulting over this enclosure, and as they vaulted over the enclosure, this meerkat just went.
So not a sad ending, as it turns out.
Oh, and I just had to sit there and go, "Well, it hasn't moved for about 15 minutes. I thought it might be dead."
What with you being an expert on wildlife and stuff.
Me getting my veterinary like
yeah. It's not moving. It must be dead. Oh my God! Did you get told off or anything?
Well, they weren't happy with me. Put it that way. They just like they just sort of like crawled out the enclosure with not like the gazelle like leap they did.
Yeah. There's no urgency now, is there? Oh,
just glaring at me. It was just so funny, but it wasn't my fault.
Well, you know what? If you'd ignored it and the meerkat had been, you'd never have been able to live with yourself.
No, exactly.
And you'd always have been wondering. Like I've always wondered what Chester Zoo is like in real life. Not pretend in my head like we told the lady in the supermarket. Oh, it was lovely. It was lovely. I don't know. Maybe it's awful at Chester Zoo. If anybody's been to Chester Zoo and can confirm either way, do let us know.
And maybe do they have meerkats? Do they have meerkats in Chester Zoo?
I bet they do. It's huge. It's huge. I mean, it's like in the northwest of England. It's like a big thing. Chester Zoo. Everybody knows Chester Zoo. And there was like, you know, the local coach company operated day trips and things. And I tell a lie. We did once go on holiday on the local coach company. Well, I say holiday. We went on a day trip. My uncle, who also lived in Rawtenstall, used to go every year for 2 weeks to Morecambe. Now, this was the 70s. Morecambe was an absolute hole in the 70s. Morecambe is also 1 hour by car from where we live. So we used to go on holiday 1 hour away. I mean, if I drove to your house, Sharon, it takes me longer than that. So I should just come and visit you on my holes. So this big exotic holiday my uncle was on, we went to visit him for the day. So we got up at stupid o'clock on a Sunday morning. I think it was like 9 o'clock. Well, for me, it was a stupid o'clock. We missed Holy Mass, can I just say, that Sunday. I know. What kind of good Irish Catholics were we? And we went on the bus to Morecambe to visit my uncle. And then we came back and he spent another week in Morecambe. I don't know what he did there. I mean, Morecambe back then was awful. I've been recently, a couple of years ago, and it's really rather nice now. It's becoming kind of a little bit hipster. And I think they're trying to make it like the Margate of the North.
They've got a comedy festival there, haven't they?
They have a lovely Morecambe festival. It's not just comedy and stuff. And I hope to do it next year. And honestly, it's a lovely thing run by a lovely young man called Matt Penash, who's a performance poet. And it's just brilliant. It's just fantastic. He had a little place, a bit like your hub in Rochester, which was just like a shop. And he turned it into a proper theatre, and they even show films there. They have an organ, and somebody played the organ whilst they were showing a silent film. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, join us in Morecambe next year, and then when we've done the festival, let's all go to Chester Zoo on the way home.
I think we should get a coach. I think we should book out a coach, like one of them coach holidays.
It's got to be a 1970s coach. It's got to be a vintage 1960s, 70s coach.
I think you're asking too much.
Just so I can have that experience that I missed out on in 1975 or 76, whatever. I think it was 76, the long hot summer, and so that I can feel that experience. Although I have been to London Zoo and seen the meerkats there, and yeah, I didn't notice if any of them had died, but then I wasn't really looking for.
I just got to do this one holiday. So when we would go to Wales for these weekends, and if we were camping, my mum was obsessed with me washing my hair, but all we had was like the outside stand tap, and sometimes it was that cold we would have to rub it to get to de-ice it so it would open, and then my mum would just put my head underneath it.
Oh
and wash my hair in freezing cold water.
Oh my!
But it takes away this myth that people say, you get a cold if you go out with wet hair. I would be freezing cold with my hair washed in freezing ice cold water. Like the ice bucket challenge was nothing to me. Like I've been doing that for years.
Well,
holiday.
A similar thing. Let's tell holiday stories. So back in the 90s, I went on. I didn't have much money. Early 90s, I was working in a bookshop, and a friend of mine was going on holiday to Poland, which was quite exotic back in 1992, I think it was 93. But he was going on a coach with his friend. His friend dropped out, so he said, "Do you want to come?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go on this coach." So we went on a bloody coach from Victoria Coach Station to a place called Zakopane, which is a Polish ski resort. And it is really beautiful, even back there, it's not far from Krakow. It's really beautiful. What I didn't know is that there is a Polish tradition on Easter Sunday, because we were there on Easter, of chucking bottles and buckets of water over passing random strangers. And remember, we're in a ski resort at the beginning of April. It is freezing cold. We're up in the mountains. And this guy chucked a bucket of water over me when I was going for a really long walk. And I seem to remember being by myself, not with my friend. I knew what he was doing. And I just thought, well, I'm not going back. I mean, I can't then go on my walk now, but I thought, sod it. So I just I had a hat with me, and I just wrapped my hair up, stuck the hat on my head. And even though my coat was wet and cold, I just thought, sod it. Anyway, I didn't get a cold, but to me it seemed like a very, very mean Polish Easter tradition to do it in the mountains to total strangers who clearly weren't Polish and didn't know what was going on. But I went walking.
I think what happened is that was a Beatles about abroad.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon they don't do it? If anybody Polish is watching, if you can confirm this as an Easter tradition, I mean, if you're in Warsaw, not so bad, because you could probably go into Starbucks and dry off now, stick your head under the hand dryer. But in Zakopane, in this bloody mountain, I'm literally walking along the mountains. I seem to remember buying earrings that day as well. So I can't have been that, but it was so, my head was, I'm surprised I didn't get ill. But I'll tell you, that was a weird thing. I went to buy earrings. I said, how much are those? And she gave me a price. And I said, okay. I handed her the money, and she handed me one earring. And I said, sorry? And she said, no, that's the price for one earring. Oh, I said, okay, well, I'll have the other one then as well. She priced her earrings in ones. I mean, who does that?
Maybe it's so like you can buy, you can buy odd socks and things like that. You could buy different earrings to go.
You've got one piercing at the top, and so, I've got loads of singles because I'm always losing them. So
exactly.
Maybe you could just buy one and just have different ones. In fact, I've lost the pair to this one, so I'm gonna have I'm gonna start wearing my odd ones together. I'm gonna make it a look. So maybe Ribs can redo my avatar with odd. You can have hoops, and I can have odd earrings because I am mad. Midlife bafflement.
They're talking about piercings. So I've had this ear, that bit of like midlife crisis all over the place. I really, really wanted to have like this bit of my ear for ages of pierced. And it bloody hurt. It really hurt.
I knew that. That's why I never had it.
But I'm at that stage now, right? I can't go with my mates to have a piercing or my daughter to have a piercing or a tattoo without me going, I'll have one as well. Like, I'm just so worried about missing out. But anyway, so I had it done, and now I can't fit my AirPods in my ears properly.
That's what you get for having middle-aged FOMO. Is now you can't function properly. You daft.
I can't. Honestly, it just won't go in. But I think it's because I've got an extra big one in at the moment, because I have to put an extra big one in because it swells up. So I'm hoping that when I go back down to a normal size, I can put it in.
I hope nobody just switched on at that point when you said we have to put an extra big one in because it swells up. But I'll go back to a normal size. I don't know if anybody has just joined. Remember when we did the pornographic one? We didn't mean to do a pornographic one. It just got bad. We're not repeating the experience.
No, we're not. We're not without Ribs anyway, because she's
not
got
without
too much.
Ribs. She'd be furious. She should be here in a few minutes. She's been doing a course. She's going to tell us all about it. We've just been larking about this evening, but Ribs has been learning stuff. So
She has.
More power to her. More power to her.
The dog just coming to say hello.
The dog
I'm having a hot flush. I even put some powder on to stop me shining today, but now I'm having a hot flush. The HRT is not kicking in quick enough.
I never took it, you see. I know you and Ribs are on a pincer movement. I never bothered, but maybe I should, because the hotties are back again. And I really didn't need it today. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, am I the only person in the world who just gets annoyed with unseasonal heat? This is not how it should be. After the bank holiday Monday, that's it. Summer is done. It's done.
You have to hold on to the sun for as long as possible.
If I'm on holiday and I elect to go somewhere that's hot, I understand that it might be hot, not at my chosen time of year. I understand that. I have to deal with it. And I'm okay with it. I prefer it not to be that way, but there you go. If you want to go to Singapore, you want to go to Vietnam, that's how it rolls. That's how we roll. But not in bloody Chester on the 7th of September. I mean, I was putting my factor 30 on. Thank God I had it with me so we could walk around. But yeah, this is not nice. Anyway, tomorrow it's going to be hot, and then apparently there are going to be thunderstorms, which I love.
Oh, don't talk to me about thunderstorms.
You don't like thunderstorms?
I don't mind thunder. It's lightning.
Oh, really?
We've done this before. So I, in my naivety, used to like thunder and lightning. I used to love it. I used to sit up there, watch it. We used to watch it over the river. Absolutely love it. And then one day, Paul just said to me, you know, like, I can't remember what he was talking about, and he just was talking about that all lightning comes to Earth. And I went, what? What? I didn't do physics at school. And ever since then, I've been scared shitless. Like, literally. I have an app, right, that now tells me where the lightning strikes are hitting Earth. And I sit with this app, and I sit there going, oh, there's been one just down the road, and there's been one.
But there's millions every day, aren't there? And we just don't.
Don't tell me that. I'll never go out again.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What are we going to do with you? You need to get that neuro-linguistic programming where they get you to, they reprogram your brain, don't they? Christoph knows about it. Ribs' husband. They hypnotize you and tell you love spiders. Spiders are fabulous, or whatever it is your thing is, So maybe you need to be reprogrammed.
But it's quite a big thing to be scared of. Like,
it is.
Lightning.
Yeah, because we get it. There's no getting away from it here in this country. We
had this big. So when we had the power station next door to us, or not next door to us, but then I was all right, because I just kept thinking, right, because then I went and looked at physics. See, like, the only reason I learned about physics was because I didn't want to get killed by lightning. And I thought, oh, it's a big metal building, so it won't come to us. If it's going to hit, it will go and it will try and find metal. So that was fine. Then they took away the power station, and now and then snow as well, right? So one day we had snow, like where we live. We had it was really, really quite high in the field, and the back field got hit by lightning, but it hit the snow, obviously, and it turned it green. And then it was like a wave. As electricity went down the field, it got momentum, and it was just like being at the seaside, like with the white horses coming in. And it was coming towards our house and just getting momentum. And I was just sitting at the bedroom window going, we're going to die. It's going to hit the house. It's going to hit the house. We're going to die. And Paul just went all calmly, well, if it hits the house, we'll all die, and we'll all die together. So I don't know what you're worried about. None of us know anything about it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's going to hit the house. And then it hit the back fence. And then it just went like that through the back fence.
And it just dissipated.
But for that minute, I was just sitting, like something's happening in slow motion, and you can just see it coming towards. It was like one of the disaster movies.
Yeah. And you just, it just gets nearer and nearer. Wow. Oh my God. Have you ever been? I was once in an aeroplane during a lightning storm, which was quite a thing. That was quite a thing. That was in South Africa, and they get them a lot in Johannesburg, is well known for its lightning storms because it doesn't rain very often, but when it does, it does. And so they really look forward to the lightning and the storms in Johannesburg, so they didn't have a drought. And I was on a plane between Cape Town and Johannesburg, and it was a plane that was carrying on to London, so it was a huge plane, 747, and I was in the top deck. And just as we were coming into land, you know how they switch all the lights off? The lightning came so close, the whole inside of it lit up as if they'd switched the lights on. And it was quite a thing. And I kept telling myself, because Johannesburg is famous for lightning, these South African pilots, they must have seen this oodles and oodles and oodles of times. I wasn't convinced by this. I wasn't doing a very good job of convincing myself. But I was sitting next to an air hostess who just hopped a lift back to Joburg, and she wasn't panicking at all. And she was in uniform, but she wasn't actually at work. So I thought, okay, as long as she's not panicking, I'm not going to panic. But if the colour drains from her cheeks, I'll start writing goodbye notes. But it was quite a thing. I just remembered the whole, because they said, now we're going to dim the cabin lights as usual. And the whole thing just lit up. And I just thought, oh my God, what must it be like in the cockpit? I mean, they must be like blinded by this. And it was quite scary. But we got to Joburg and it was fine. So
as I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, there's no way I'm ever going to Johannesburg. I'm mentally ticking it off my list. Where else do they have lightning? We won't be going there.
It's a shame because then you could go and visit wildlife places and tell them that their animals had died. And when they hadn't. And so the good people of South Africa will miss your expertise on animal welfare. Oh, look, that lion hasn't moved for ages. I think it's dead. No, it's asleep. No, it's dead.
But in fairness, it was on its back with its legs up in the air as well. Like, it wasn't just like
that's like cockroaches when cockroaches Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know what a meerkat looks like when it's dead. I don't know what a position it adopts. Do we need to know this? Is Ribs here yet? Karen, hello. Oh, hello. You'll have to rewatch, Karen.
You can rewatch it.
Oh, I want to read Karen's little thing. Every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath, smile, and start again. Do you know what? That is actually pretty impressive. That's good advice, actually. Tomorrow is another day.
Right. I was thinking, where are you reading that? It's not in the comments. How are you?
No, it's a little. It's her avatar, little photo thing. Yeah.
I'm thinking that you're reading her mind.
That's right. Yes, I have the power. You can tell when animals are dead. I can read people's mind. Ribs is here. Ribs is here.
What have I walked in on? You can tell when animals are dead.
Oh God! Ribs, you'll have to watch this on catch up now.
Okay. What are you talking about?
Oh my God! Where have we been? Most recently, we were talking about lightning, and Sharon hates it. And I've been in a plane, and Sharon's never going to South Africa because they have lightning there. But what we want to know now, Ribs, is about your education. You've been being educated. Have you learned stuff?
Yes. What have I learned? I don't know. It's all a bit overwhelming. It's been 2.5 hours of. So yeah, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Yeah,
that is a long time.
I've got a lot of homework as well.
Oh, blimey. All right. Well, when you've absorbed it, you can share it on What Now.
Okay, I will.
Tell us what was the course about? I don't even know what the course is about.
It's about writing a one-woman show.
Sharon's like, Sharon, who's like,
now she's interested.
I've got 5 minutes of comedy. Now Sharon's like, I want to show. Sexy.
Yeah. When I booked it, it was before I'd done a show at all. I'd only done that, split show with you, Mel. And then I booked the course, and then I ended up writing a show for Fashion Fringe, So now I'm like, oh well, I've kind of written a show now, but I'm doing a different one, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to
You can
use
have 2 shows.
I'll have 2 shows then. Yeah, I'm going to use it to do my mum's show. So yeah.
Ribs and her many shows. Many shows.
It'll be like he just turns up and she has all her shows in a hat, and the audience just pick out what show
Oh my
she's going to
God,
do today.
Oh,
Can you imagine having all those shows in your head at once? No.
yeah. Well, because I had 2 running concurrently, and it is quite hard.
Did you?
Yeah. It's quite hard work, but it's like those. Have you been to one of those plays where the actors swap parts?
Oh yeah.
And there was a play, and I couldn't get tickets to see it. It was Mary Stewart, and it was Juliet Stevenson, and the other woman whose name I forget, who's in Game of Thrones. And one was playing Elizabeth, one was playing Queen Mary. And at the beginning of the show, each night, I mean, you couldn't get tickets for this for love nor money. They would come out on stage and flip a coin, and that would determine which one of them played which role. So they didn't know until the play actually was about to begin, and they both knew both roles. Can you imagine? Yeah. And the thing is, as an audience member, what you want is to see both of them do both of them, which is probably what was. But you didn't know you could see the same thing twice.
Imagine buying like 10 nights. And
it's always the same.
And it always landed on heads. Juliet Stevenson was always Queen Elizabeth. I know. But I mean, and you couldn't get tickets for love nor money. And it reminds me a bit of that. So, but there's a thought though, Sharon. Ribs, what do you think?
I think we should do or a wheel. You could spin the wheel. The wheel of...
The wheel of shows.
The wheel of torturing the performer. Yeah.
or there's the thing where people learn each other's material.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Me and Dave did that.
Yeah.
But I obviously wasn't very good at it. and I had no material for Dave to do. So it was just like...
He could have just made it. They're boobs. Not that I'm giving away Sharon's the main thrust.
I don't know if I like the word thrust there, but
I don't remember there being any thrusting.
Well, she's
I'm taking notes
now.
I need some thrusting.
Yeah, what a great name for a one-woman show.
The thrust. The thrust with thrush.
The thrust.
Because that would tie nicely into all the yeast infections.
Yes, it would.
I could just do a show about yeast infections.
Lovely.
I'm just wondering who's your target audience, Sharon?
Manufacturers of Caniston, I suppose.
Sponsored.
But maybe they might sponsor me.
I still think we should get this show sponsored by Tenor Lady, or the ones you're always talking about, Ribs, on your...
the pants. I can't remember what they're actually called, though. They're called something else, aren't they?
There's always.
Yeah, maybe they're always.
No, I think it's the tenor. I think it's always that won't let a little bit of thingy stop me being me.
That's always, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I lied.
Always are the ones that are also... I know, Karen.
Karen wants to come to my yeast infection show.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah. Show. Not the... Well, I think, I've always said this, Drip. We're getting nicher and nicher. I've always said we're a vastly untapped market with ladies of a certain age.
Yeah.
I can't even see that one without getting my glasses on.
I think it's a face palm. I think it's...
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that is quite small. Yeah.
I think it's a face palm or a Nazi salute. I can't.
Nell's the only one with her glasses on.
I'm the only one with my glasses on.
You do realise yours are on your head, though, Sharon. You could easily put them on.
I know, but do you know what? I'm so sweaty. I think they would just slide off. Like they would just go. And I think they're probably very dirty as well if they've been sitting on my sweaty head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not good. So, Ribs, where do you stand on unseasonal heat waves?
Mel really wants to get this one answered.
I'm not really bothered, because I'm down here in my basement office where I've been nearly all day. I've only just taken off I had this fluffy thing on 5 minutes ago.
No!
It's 30. It was 30 degrees this afternoon.
I didn't even know that until lunchtime when I went out to take the dog out. I was like, oh, it's hot. I didn't even realise. So, yeah.
Yeah, apparently in London it was 30 degrees.
Guess
If
where
I
I
hadn't
went,
been
Ribs?
doing this course, I would have had a hot bath. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've had a hot bath as well. But so I've had a hot bath this evening.
Oh yeah, guess where Sharon was?
Guess where I went? The only thing I went out for today. Guess where I went?
I don't know. What, Caniston?
I went on the sunbed.
You went on a sun? Oh my God. I thought you were looking quite, healthy looking. So yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I do it. Not for anything else, but to look healthy looking.
Maybe I should do that. I'm looking very pale over here.
Ribs. I'm with Ribs. When it's hot, I would be happy to hide in the fridge.
I'm mostly cold, so I don't really find the heat wave a problem.
Oh my God, I'm hating it. I slathered the Factor 30 on today. That's why I don't look as healthy as Sharon, because I've slathered it on. But yeah, no, hiding in a fridge sounds like my kind of. We always get. I know,
Well,
Karen.
I have to say, I'm quite pleased because I'm doing an outdoor gig tomorrow, and when it was booked in, which was booked in ages ago, I thought, 11th of September, it's going to be freezing. But no, it's going to be fine. That's good.
Tomorrow is not the 11th,
isn't it? No, I'm in the 8th. I don't know why I said the 11th. I've got a gig on the 11th as well. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, good. Just so you know. Yeah. I'd hate you to go to the wrong place.
Yeah, no. The 8th tomorrow. It's in a tent, so it can rain if it likes, but it doesn't want to be cold. So, yeah.
It'll be nice.
I think so.
Talking about gigs, I'll have my next time we see each other. I would have done my first big proper gig.
Ooh.
With a car share and everything. I think I'm more excited about the car share than I am about the gig.
Where's that then?
In Felixstowe.
Oh.
I'm going to Felixstowe and I'm going in a car share with Fiona Bridgewell.
Oh.
And I got really excited and I said, shall I make a little picnic? Like a little picnic basket.
Oh, we've done that. I mean, you've met my friend Emily, who was at Faversham last week. We have a tradition if we car share, she always brings the Percy pigs from Marks and Spencer. And so we have a bag, and she brought the whole range, the vegan ones, everything. So we're all sugared up to the eyeballs. Exactly. Well, we didn't have them going home. We had Jaffa cake bars going home last Thursday. Again, but that was too late. The gig had happened by then. But no, we have the Percy pigs. Yeah, I'm very choosy about who I car share with. You have to bring Percy pigs.
I wouldn't car share with anyone because I'm miserable. But I do. But I've realised I've got into a habit on the way to gigs now because I nearly always go past the same garage on the way out. I buy 2 cans of Diet Coke and a packet of fake Frazzles, and I eat the Frazzles and drink 1 Coke on the way there, and then drink the other Coke on the way back. And it's a bit of a tradition now. So yeah.
Yes, Karen, it is in my rider. Percy pigs. I have to have Percy pigs and dandelion and burdock. I look like a god. Well, it depends what you wear on the sunbed, doesn't it, Karen?
I go naked on the sunbed. Although sometimes, sometimes I can't be bothered to take my bra off, so I take it off, and then just have it round here, and then I just have to lift it up to do the last little bit, just so underneath gets done.
Oh my God, this is more about us than anybody ever wanted to know, I think. Before we go, because we're almost at time, shall we?
We're not.
We are 21:45, 44.
Oh my God.
Shall we talk about the What Now Club that's coming
Oh,
up
yes.
10th of October? So if you're in Faversham, you'll see I've plastered Faversham with posters, and Swale Council, the nice people there, are publicising it, and we've got hopefully got some media on board. But down at the bar in Faversham, 7th of October, come and join us for food, drink, and this live and in the flesh. And if that isn't an incentive, I don't know what is. It's lunchtime. First one's free. Just come and join us. We'll have a laugh and hear us talk absolute rubbish in the flesh. I'd come for that.
I'm going to get the ice cream tray of tenor ladies. I'm going to make it happen.
I'm going to give them that. I think we need sponsorship. I think we need sponsorship.
I might bring a meerkat.
One.
and just show you how to check that it's okay.
Ribs, you need to watch this and catch up. Yeah. 7th of October, 12:30 in the bar in Faversham. We'll be advertising it on the website and stuff. Just come, and all are welcome. Well, all ladies are welcome. Sorry, chaps. And because we're creating a safe environment, right? For the ladies, banter, laughter, and we want to do more every month and do workshops and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, the first one will be a lot of this, and don't worry, Karen. We may look about doing different times. We'll see how we go. We will see how we go.
So do you need to get people together? Because if the demand's there, we'll put it on. So
exactly.
So we're happy to put it on. We're happy to chat any day of the week, any time.
Yeah,
like we're
anywhere. Call us Martini.
Yeah, Martini. We are honestly only people our age would understand that reference, Ribs.
It's true, yeah. Most of my references are like that, sadly.
Do you know, in the bar, I inherited a bottle of Cinzano, and it just sits at the top of the shelf. God knows how long it's been there, and
Does it go off? Does it go off?
I don't know.
Probably.
That was my introduction to alcohol, because as people know, I don't drink alcohol. And somebody suggested to me when I was 18, the thing to do was to drink get a half pint glass, put a shot of Cinzano. Of course, Cinzano comes in a double shot, and fill the rest up with lemonade. And all I could think was, this is tainted lemonade. And so I never really got with the Cinzano and lemonade, even though the lemonade was all the way to the top. So, no, don't rely on me to drink your Cinzano, Sharon. Is all I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're on your own.
You're on your own, girl. It's all yours.
I don't think I could drink it. It's too sweet for me.
Yeah. Now it's a porn star martini. What's that?
Porn star martini.
I don't know. Martini with no clothes when you're naked.
Yeah, Martini. Oh. Hey, Mum. Oh, that's all right. Okay, yes, I was thinking, Mum, I haven't got any children I don't know about. Right,
Claire's gonna drink it.
There we go. Sorted.
Right, that's it, Claire.
Can we sponsor Claire to drink the Cinzano over a period of time, right? Over a nice period of time.
So last time, me and Claire, we had a bit of a drinking session in a hot tub. And I have to say, I'm allowed to say this, Claire. I think I'm allowed to say it. If I'm not allowed to, I'm sorry. So we were in a hot tub, and we were making so much noise because next door was Rob Brydon, because he was visiting Jules. So we were trying to make so much noise that they would come and tell us to shut up. So we were drinking this gin in the hot tub and getting louder and louder and louder. And it was that bad. We got our daughter to order us an Indian, so for when we got out of the hot tub that we could eat this Indian. And I said to her, yeah, you can order anything on the menu that you want to order. And she ordered herself a steak and chips. But it was all right. We allowed her to have the steak and chips because we had a good time. And she was keeping us
you in check.
I was going to say keeping us plastered with gin, but that wasn't the right way.
Oh dear, ladies, we need to wrap this up for tonight,
Okay.
don't we? Well, that was fun, wasn't it? That was fun. That was fun. Now, am I right, Ribs? The next one we're going to do this. We're going to do it a week later, so it's going to be
That's all right. Yes.
October the 12th, I think. Is that right?
Checking. Let's see the date.
I
think
yes, the 12th. Yeah. Yeah.
So
October
if you
12th.
October 12th, by which time we'll have had the live one on October the 7th at the bar. So come to that, and then October the 12th, we'll be back here on your. Well, coming into your homes, live and in your homes, which I know people enjoy. They don't want to see us in our natural habitat. They want to see us in our super golden bakes. Okay, all right, that's the recipe.
I would make them, yes.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to do that. But can I just say, so the 9th of September, so the whole of September is National FASD month. Yeah. But the 9th of September is the day. So we will be doing mocktails. We will be creating our own mocktails down at the bar.
Fantastic.
And we'll be doing them as cheap as we can do them for people to come down and experiment with mocktails down at the bar. So that's what we'll be doing.
Get yourself down to the what now at the Baltic House at Standard Key in Faversham on Thursday night. Yes. Or any time on Thursday. I assume if they go in the afternoon, you'll do them
from 1 p.m.
Yeah. From 1 p.m. onwards, yes, when they open. Yeah, don't go at 11 a.m.
I mean, you can if you like, but you'll be waiting outside. Yeah,
that's just sad. That's just sad. Anyway, ladies, well, this has been a blast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Ribs will have to watch the earlier.
I will. But mostly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. Neither did we. We just.
Well, I was about to say we were there, and
we were there. So until September the 7th in real life, if you can join us, or September the 12th on here, that's it for What Now? What Now? And we'll see you next month. Cheery bye.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.